is creative. The only thing they actually need is somebody to support them and push them along the way. But I also set deadlines for her, saying you can't drag it for 5 years. You have 3 months, and I'll hold you accountable, and you have to finish one chapter a week. And she did it. She finished it in under 3 months, and then COVID hit. So even though we published the book, we couldn't, promote it. It's available in US and India, and after today, I'm sure Mamu will make sure it's available in Nepal too.
That's great.
No.
एउटा मात्रै चला
Since you're not hello. Since you're not a writer and also not from Nepal, how did you support her for this book?
I was also a child of the 80s, so many of the things are relatable. India and Nepal, except for the language difference, there are a lot of similarities. And I learned a lot of new things reading the book. And I was one of the first people who edited the book before we gave it to Alison for the real editing. I did the proofreading in the start. So a lot of stories were really awesome. If you want, I can share one or two stories.
Of course, you will love to get it.
So there are a couple of stories. One, I'm going to name like one or two stories. One story was when Deepthi and Dada, he's not here today, but she was about 3 years old and he was slightly older. They figured out that they didn't want to stay in school and they basically ran away from school. They ran out of the school and there was a security guard, watchman chasing them. So Deepthi figured out that she can escape by running under his legs, and they ran away from school and they came and hid inside in their house. And I guess he came chasing. So there are a lot of anecdotes like this in the book, and it's really fun to read. And she's a great storyteller, so that's one story. The other one that is really, really fascinating is how everybody in their house got different names. For example, Divas, his real name was Deepesh, and they wanted him to get into St. Xavier's because Sanu got into St. Xavier's and there was a competition going on, as far as I know. So they were like, okay, let's get Deepesh to write the exam, and he didn't make it. So they're like, okay, let me think. So Mamu changed his name. He's like, from today your name is Divas. And she made him read, okay, this is your name, this is how you spell it. If somebody asks you, tell your name is Divas. He did that. And then he wrote it. Unfortunately, he still didn't make the exam. So he's like, okay, we've already changed the name. You stick to Divas from now. So now it's done for Deepesh. I have no idea what he was called before that, but that was not his name. Okay? So first they gave him a name of Pramesh. And that became a big controversy with Mukesh Mama because their son's name was Paramesh, and that kind of made sense because, Mukesh and Parameshwari, so made sense. So there was a big fight and Mama lost the bet and she's like, okay, I have to change the name. So she came up with a lot of names. She's like, nah, I'm too tired. Let's take the name that we throw here. Now from today you're Deepesh. Dr. Deepesh, see how you got your name? So there's a lot of fun stories like this. I think you should read this book. It's awesome.
Seems like an intriguing story.
You'll learn a lot more about your husband once you read it.
Excited to read it.
क्यान यु से नेपाली अलिकति नेपाली भन्नु के भन्छ तिमीले भन्देऊ
होइन अरु पनि छ त you will make it अरु पनि छ होला you probably have other stories too.
No, I'll let other people read it. I don't need the mic. They can hear
We
it.
want some suspense so that people will be interested in it.
And after Mukku reads it, she will translate it in Nepali, right?
Okay, if people are interested to hear, definitely. Thank you, Vinazu.
Thank you. My bad, that's it.
अब दिवस I think
Punishment लग रहा है.
no I think I said दिवस
No, you have to. No, we come down to you then.
Besides Ditsu, can I move on?
Yeah, please.
Third session and we
Besides Ditsu, there are other members from our family who have already published their own book. Our mama, Shivraj Shrestha, my mother-in-law, Vijaya Kesi, my dada, Divash Kesi,